thanks for staying with us. The custom management has set up P. Odogu in two more commands in the country to further boost revenue generation for the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Also on customs support, more sieges seized by the Nigerian Customs Service along the nation's borderline. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Itinye. Stay tuned. The customs has said that the oil command in the country will continue to boost revenue generation with the introduction of B. Odogu by the government.
The Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) is set to expand its modernization initiative with a nationwide rollout of the Bodogu platform following its pilot implementation at the Port Terminal Multi-Services Limited (PTML) Area Command. The Comptroller General of Customs CGC Adewale Adeniyi during the pre-launch high-level stakeholders engagement at Apapa Area Command reaffirmed the service's commitment to a seamless transition despite initial challenges. He noted that the launch of PTML Command experienced a number of hitches, but the implementation team was on hand to address some of them. Speaking on the next rollout phase, the CGC underscored the service's determination to move forward without setbacks.
According to him, a total of 16,000 declarations were made by the trading community, adding that the system is paperless, faster, more efficient in port operations.
Try to put our stakeholders at the heart of what we are trying to do. And this is one of those efforts to ensure that we remain consistently of service to all our stakeholders, to provide cost-effective service, something that impacts, that brings immediate impact to all members of our community. So I want to thank all of you, and on behalf of those officers and men, I want to recommit our efforts that we will continue in this trajectory. We will do more in the new year so that the public will have maximum impact from what we do. 2025 is indeed a year of history for us because we have reached a very critical junction in our operations, and it necessitates that we needed to move forward with the kind of modernization initiative that we have embarked upon. And the timeline that we are, the timing of it, it's very, very important because it aligns with our strategic transformation roadmaps and the commitments that we have given to all our stakeholders. I'm happy that the DCG has spoken about the advanced system developments brought about by the introduction of the Unified Customs System. Like I explained in PTML when we launched the pilot, we have been under service provisions for almost a decade by a service provider contracted by government. The service provision was under a contract for a period of time, and that expired. For some reasons, government, in its wisdom, find it necessary to extend that contract. And a number of other extensions were granted, and government felt at a time that that contract needed to be terminated. And a new concession agreement was signed between the federal government of Nigeria and a new service provider, TMP, Messrs. TMP. And what we had was what we christened Bodogu. And I think we all need to understand how we came with a new concept that is inward-looking, that is indigenous, that reflects our aspiration to put at our border a very, very robust system, robust as Odogu, visible as Odogu, powerful as Odogu, that can handle, so that has the resilience that can handle the complexity and the volume of international trade. That is why we coined that system, Odogu at the border. The B stands for border, representing anything that you process within Nigerian border, and then you have Odogu. So Bodogu is the border at Odogu. So I don't want us to start pronouncing it as an English acronym. It is African, it is Nigeria, it is Bodogu. So when you pronounce it, don't call it B Odogu. I've even had some very, very mischievous people saying that I named it after myself, that Bashir is the B. Those are some of the things that our enemies have said. So it is the border, is the Odogu at the border. And so for now, let us learn to call it Bodogu. So it is not B Odogu or whatever, it is Bodogu.
Disclosing that the service, in collaboration with the banks, is working towards integrating PAAR and Form M, which were not included in the PTML pilot, the CGC expressed optimism, citing the success recorded in PTML, where over 16,000 declarations were processed, generating revenue in excess of 120 billion naira within 3 months. He assured stakeholders that the system is robust and designed to improve efficiency and revenue generation.
In the customs headquarters in Abuja, we have a room that we dedicate to our server. We call it the server room. It was installed when we started NISIS. When you enter this room in Abuja, you know that you have entered a place where so many of those gadgets are just there. And this technology was like 15 years. The world has moved on from what we had 15 years ago. And when I was shown the server that drives Bodogu, and I saw just what does not look more than a shower room, and that is the size of the server. Stronger, more efficient, and certainly, has bigger capacity than what we have. And you've just heard a testimony from one of our stakeholders that the platform actually processes faster than what we had before. I'm also happy to observe that as I entered inside Apapa, inside the CPC, the first facility I saw was the support group, the support office, that office that is going to give support to stakeholders when they have issues with the processing. So as I stated earlier, there is no looking backward. We are focused on rolling out this platform.
Deputy Comptroller General in charge of ICT and Modernization, DCG Kikelomo Adeola, highlighted the platform's stability, stating that since its introduction, Bodogu has recorded zero downtime. Draco.
Nigerian Customs Service has made giant stride sequel to our deployment at the pilot command PTML in resolving teething issues with digital platform, the Bodogu system, alongside many incremental achievements with stakeholder sensitization and effective problem resolution. These and other interventions have massively reduced any and all forms of demurrage incurred by traders in the pilot command. Some of our success stories are training of traders, licensed custom agents, officers, terminal operators, and all other critical stakeholders on the effective usage of the Bodogu digital platform. If one does not know how to use, then definitely there would be abuse. And so we made training a critical thing for us to do. The successful setup of server and access points, workstation and network services, and other critical infrastructure for successful implementation of the UCMS was done, and that is why we have the record of not having 1 minute of downtime on Bodogu system. One of the teething problems we had was our integration with authorized dealer banks. We were able to successfully resolve it, and the challenges were surmounted. We now have all authorized dealer banks on Bodogu digital platform. IDEC also was also introduced and was plugged in. Resolution also of manifest challenges was done by integrating the bill lading search tabs, so that with your bill lading, even at the confines of your offices, you can check to know what has happened on the bill ladings.
She also stressed the importance of training to prevent system abuse, affirming that continuous training sessions are planned for stakeholders. The Zonal Coordinator, Zone A, ACG Charles Obi, emphasized collective responsibility in making the platform successful.
Shape the operations of the Nigeria Customs Service and propel our nation forward in global trade facilitation. The Bodogu project embodies the service's commitment to excellence and position Nigeria at the forefront of customs innovation worldwide. This unified customs management system, launched in October 2024, was meticulously developed to address our unique requirements and usher in a new era of efficiency, transparency, and security in customs operations. Under the exemplary leadership of the Controller General of Customs Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, DSM, FNIIA, PSC DAGA, we have embraced a strategic policy thrust centered on consolidation, collaboration, and innovation. These three pillars form the foundation of Bodogu project and guide our approach to modernizing customs operations across Nigeria. As we transition to a paperless customs environment, we transform our entire approach to customs management. The elimination of manual documentation, we significantly reduce processing times, minimize errors, and enhance our overall efficiency. Our stakeholders, we experience faster clearance times, reduce costs, and improve predictability in their interactions with customs. Today's launch at Apapa, which is vital command in the Customs Service, represents a critical milestone following the successful pilot implementation of PTML command. The service has strategically designed a gradual transition to Bodogu implementation system in carefully planned phases and stages across our operations nationwide. The advanced security features embedded within Bodogu safeguards our operation against emerging threats while ensuring data integrity, real-time monitoring capacity, enhanced transparency, fostering greater trust in our systems and processes.
He stated that the initiative's success depends on how well it is embraced. Similarly, the Customs Area Controller CAC Apapa Area Command Controller Babatunde Olumu assured that officers and stakeholders are well prepared, saying as the premier port, they are ready for the next phase of customs modernization.
Web-based unified customs management system, also known as Bodogu. Every visit of the Controller General of Customs to this command has left indelible marks supporting our consistent growth in revenue generation, trade facilitation, and suppression of smuggling. Today's visit is not an exception. The relevance of ICT and upgraded modernization infrastructure geared towards achieving the Nigerian Customs Service goals cannot be overemphasized. This underscores the CGC's unrelenting zeal, exemplified in enhanced stakeholder engagement, promoting sustainable inclusivity, consistent improvement of trade facilitation, and achieving the best for the growth of the nation's economy without compromising her security. As the premier port, we are ready for the next level of the NCS modernization agenda. Are we not ready? Good. Which seeks to improve on user experience, promote efficiency, and attain excellence in customs productivity. Therefore, in anticipation of the task to accommodate more volumes of trade and process higher degree of import and export trade, training and retraining has been embedded in our operational templates.
Very, very good on it. To start with, we started infrastructure. Earlier, that was September. The infrastructure was deployed in every area of the command. That is the main command and the bonded terminals. And thereafter, but I can say I would like to recall here that yes, immediately the infrastructure was deployed, we had issued the NICES. That's the web fontaine, they disconnected those. So all our just kept doing them from Tinker. But by the wisdom of God, we just decided by November 11th, so okay, let's put a stop to NICES entirely. See, they don't want us to do infrastructure. So November 11th, we discontinued. We are instructed that the PTML management company should start transmitting only on Bodogu. Yes, we had a challenge. Thank God that with the cooperation of all the stakeholders, we have been able to go through all the challenges. But like the CDC said, anything technology must have some glitches. And I said, and we said earlier from day one that yes, we are going to have glitches. But the beauty is that it's Nigerian custom, your sons that are doing it. There's just like the new innovation that we're bringing our go to nurture into fruition. And we thank God since then till now, the nurturing has been very, very fruitful. And that is why you see that today the command, that the entire management high command is bold enough to say, okay, we want to do a rollout in Tinker and Apapa. It's because of the success recorded, and I know more success will be recorded. The challenges we have faced earlier, the command that the management of Nigerian Customs has taken them over, and they are being resolved. Like you said, the issue of the ADB banks, they are being resolved, and those are the critical issues like the power production, the report generation, with the CGC has said, yes, he had the interaction with the CBN governor, and it's in the workings. Thank God that, yes, we are now seeing a platinum behind the silver cloud. That is why we are able to say that we thank God for the CGC that has brought this beautiful innovation. As I used to say, it's a legacy that, yes, is trying to replace what over the years. Some people, it's not a rocket science, I do tell people. Doing a platform, a software, is not a rocket science, and I thank God Nigerians are the ones doing it, and that is because we have a CGC who is bold enough to take a stride and do something very good. On the scale of what's that?
Actually, when they started, it wasn't easy, because when they started, the controller in BTML called for a stakeholders meeting, which our request is that who is going to pay for the demurrage that will come in, and he said, based on this, we should work together. And when they started, we saw that there was a frustration from the web fontaine, the NICES, which they shut some their networks, and the controller called for a meeting. So we met with some of them, which he said he will not relent, that this thing is going to stand and it's going to stay. So, but the challenges there is that for like some months, some banks refused to key in, which we approach the team, me, myself, and some other people, we approach the team in charge of Bodogu, which we talk together, and some officers are on ground, the TS, and to the glory of God, at least for now, everything is okay. So what we are praying for and what we are telling them is the problems that happen in PTML will not occur in other terminals. And we just say they are ready and they are on ground. And I believe with the support of the customs and the stakeholders and all other agencies, the parties, I believe they are going to succeed.
So are you
Stakeholders at the pre-launch acknowledged the benefits of a new system. Chairman of the National Council for Managing Directors of Licensed Customs Agents, Oladimeji Lawal, commended the service for developing an indigenous platform.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has officially commended the National Coordinator of Wildwind for the seizure of petroleum products all over the western zone of the country. He speaks more on the seizure as made by his men.
The Comptroller General of Customs, CGC Adewale Adeniyi, has assured smugglers of premium motor spirit (PMS) that tougher times lie ahead as the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) intensifies its crackdown on fuel smuggling. The warning came as officers of Operation Whirlwind intercepted 28,300 liters of PMS valued at 35.8 million naira along the Lagos-Ogun border region. Announcing the latest development, the CGC reiterated the service's commitment to safeguarding Nigeria's energy security and economic sovereignty. He said that in less than 3 months, Operation Whirlwind has yielded remarkable results with cumulative seizures of 245,370 liters of premium motor spirit (PMS) valued at 238,140,000 naira, which exclude report and seizures made through regular command structures and the Federal Operations Unit. According to him, the steady momentum of Operation Whirlwind is further demonstrated by the commendable performance recorded in Zone A, covering the Lagos-Ogun axis.
Continues to confront a fluid national challenge that threatens our economic sovereignty and energy security, and that is the persistent smuggling of petroleum products across our borders. While government has implemented comprehensive market reforms and supply chain enhancements to stabilize the domestic petroleum sector, criminal networks remain determined to exploit regional economic disparities for illicit profits. These elements have shown remarkable adaptability, constantly refining their methods to circumvent our enforcement measures. What we are witnessing is not just routine customs violations, but a systematic attempt to undermine Nigeria's economic foundations through the diversion of strategic national resources. Each liter of petroleum products smuggled across our borders represents a loss of revenue as much as it contributes to domestic scarcity, market instability, and compromised energy security for our citizens. Our economic intelligence reveals that substantial price disparities across regional borders remain the fundamental catalyst for this illicit trade, which fosters a profoundly lucrative black market that systematically undermines Nigeria's economic sovereignty and national interest.
The CGC noted that the intercepted fuel was being moved through well-known smuggling corridors, with the Badagry-Seme axis accounting for 35% of the seizures. Adeniyi emphasized that the Nigerian Customs Service is responding aggressively to smugglers' tactics, adding that there will be no safe haven for smugglers in the service's operational areas.
Some of them. The first one is the Badagry-Seme corridor, which accounts for approximately 35% of the total seizures. This axis remains the primary smuggling route, with multiple interceptions recorded along Badagry-Seme Road and Badagry Waterside. The proximity to the Republic of Benin and the complex network of waterways in this area continue to make it a preferred route for smugglers. The second identified corridor is the Imeko-Afon axis in Ogun State, emerging as a significant secondary corridor with about 25% of the total seizures. This area has seen increased smuggling activities, particularly at Oloko-Afon, Obada Ideimi, and other remote communities within Imekoafon in Ogun State. The third is the Ilaro Ojaodo network, contributing approximately 22% of the intercepted products. This network has become increasingly active with sophisticated smuggling attempts through Ojaodo North and Yewa North areas. The last is the Owode Agility route, which is responsible for about 18% of the seizures. These routes represent another emerging corridor being exploited by smugglers attempting to circumvent our traditional enforcement positions. The operational data reveals several emergent trends in smuggling tactics that warrant our attention. The first is that
to come out here to showcase what we have done within January and February. I want to welcome you all because this is an operation that started just last year and we have a lot to write about it. A few weeks ago, we were in Adamawa. Just last 2 weeks, we were in Kwara, and we are here today, all this year, 2025. It is important to note and state that smuggling is a very serious cankerworm that has eaten deep into the economy of this country and our well-being. There is no doubt that we are doing our best to ensure that we put the record straight and put those that have been arrested under watch and prosecution.
He commended the dedication and courage of the Operation Whirlwind team across the nation, headed by ACG Hussein Ejibuno, stating that their vigilance, integrity, and commitment to duty are commendable in the face of significant operational challenges.
Just before the end of this week's edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Nigerian Customs Service has continued to collect more revenue for the country as approved by Mr. President. For me, Igiseme Edie, thanks for watching.